The Ben Shapiro Show!
What's up, y'all? Alrighty, so today on the Ben Shapiro Show, we are live from the March for Life. You can hear the thousands of amazing people who have come out. Version of what abortion should be about. So if you go...
Thanks for being a leading voice for life in this pro-life generation.
All right, we're here at the March for Life 2019. We just saw the live taping of the Ben Shapiro Show, and now we're going to go into the crowd and conduct some interviews. Hey guys, you want to tell us what you're doing out here?
What? Wait, what? What's the question?
Tell us what you're doing out here. I mean, you guys seem like you're having a good time, right?
We're here for the camaraderie and to stand up against abortion, which is a grave evil.
Okay, great. And is there any, I mean, are you against abortion in all cases?
Yeah, it's a sin in all cases.
So you believe that it's sinful? Are you a religious person?
Yeah, I'm religious, but it can also be proved that it's disgusting through science because it's a murder.
So you believe that there is a non-religious argument to be made against it as well?
Yes, I do, yeah.
Okay, great. Any other comments?
No?
Thank you very much. Would you like to tell us what you're doing here?
Oh. No. Go ahead, Debbie. We're marching for life.
Okay, great. We're independent journalists. We're just doing a little bit of coverage here. Are you against abortion in all cases?
Yes.
Okay, and do you believe, I see that you've got a religious sign here. Are you religious yourself?
Yes.
Okay, great. And where did you come here from today?
New Jersey.
New Jersey. I'm from New York. And is there anything else you'd like to say?
Praise God.
Thank you.
I am from Los Angeles. I'm from the movie Unplanned. And we are here just telling everyone about the story of Abby Johnson and how her movie's coming out on March the 29th. And we're giving out these little bookmark ticket kind of things on the back. If you text BABY to 53445, you can actually watch a 30-minute behind-the-scenes documentary about the movie. So yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Great. So Abby Johnson is the former Planned Parenthood employee who now speaks out against abortion.
Absolutely, yes. Abby worked for Planned Parenthood for 8 years, and one day she always sold abortions. She sold over 22,000 abortions, and she had 2 herself. And then one day she was asked to come into the room to actually help with an abortion, and she saw one for the first time on ultrasound, and she was horrified at what she saw. And at that moment, she realized what she had been doing all those years was just horrific and unbelievable. So yes, the movie is extremely powerful. It's made by the guys that did God's Not Dead and I Can Only Imagine. I would say that it is done extremely well. It's coming out nationwide in a theatrical release on March 29th. And we're also offering, if you go to unplannedfilm.com, any groups, organizations, churches, PRCs that would like to host a theater, they can go to our website and they can do that as well.
Okay, great. And she shed some light on what she says is the profit motive of the abortion clinics.
The profit motive of the abortion clinics is
yes,
is abortion. That is their whole. That's what Planned Parenthood does. And one of the lines in the movie is that when you go to fast food, you know, hamburgers get you there, but the shakes and fries are what make the business. Well, in Planned Parenthood, they sell women's health, but what makes their money is abortions. They are pushing abortion.
Okay, great. And we know that the Women's March is tomorrow, and I remember that some of the pro-lifers kind of got pushed out of the original Women's March. Do you have any comments on that?
I see abortion does nothing for women. It is the most unempowering thing that a woman can do. To empower a woman is to help her and say, yes, we will help you. You can do this. You can raise a child. I mean, abortion is the most demeaning and horrific thing that a woman can do. And so whoever these horrible people are that want to push it, I don't have words for them. I have no words.
Any other comments?
Go see Unplanned. It will change your perspective. If you are on the fence, you will not be able to get these images out of your head. You will be horrified to think that this is going on right down the street from us.
Thank you very much. Be down to tell us what you're doing here today? Hey, just give him 1 second. So what are you guys doing here today?
You know, we're just here to support the pro-life movement and just support the cause.
I see you're handing out signs. Are you like volunteers?
We're actually coming as a school for St. Michael's.
Okay, and where's that school?
It's in Fredericksburg.
Fredericksburg. That's like an hour away, right?
It's not too far.
Okay, great. And I mean, are you all against abortion in all cases?
Yes.
Okay, great. And I know that the Women's March is tomorrow, and during the original Women's March, a couple of like pro-life groups tried to join, and they got kind of pushed out. How do you feel about that?
Well, you know, as long as we're trying, I think it helps the cause. And I mean, obviously everyone has their own opinion, but I believe pro-life is the right choice.
Okay, great. Any other comments?
I hope everyone has a fun time here. Yeah.
All right, great. Thank you.
So today we're just marching because we really believe in like the dignity of all human persons, including babies, and we want to protect the mother and the baby, and really just it's a loving environment. We just want to make sure everybody feels loved. And
Okay, great. And you're in support of like crisis pregnancy centers and stuff like that?
yeah, just any support of the mother and the baby. We want both to have a fulfilling life and just really feel supported and loved. And yeah.
I noticed there's a lot of young people here. Do you believe that this generation is the pro-life generation?
I think it's really become a big movement. We've all kind of grown up believing the same values and growing stronger in our faith and also our feelings towards the pro-life movement.
Did you travel to get here?
Yes, we did. Actually, we're all from Omaha, Nebraska. All the yellow hats are from Nebraska. And yeah, some of us traveled up to like 28 hours to get here. So.
Okay, great. I noticed a lot of people have traveled. I've seen people from California, from Florida. Are you against abortion in all cases?
Personally, yes, I am. I do believe that there are some circumstances where if you're defending the mother, like the mother's life, preventing, there is some gray area there, but I do believe that in most circumstances that you could protect the mother and the baby and love them both. And
Okay, great. So the Women's March is tomorrow. I know during the original Women's March, there was a couple of pro-life groups that wanted to participate, and they were kind of pushed out. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I personally do identify as a feminist, just a classical feminist, and I feel like if they're really about empowering women, then all women should be able to be included. I would definitely welcome them to come with us, and I think that it's kind of sad that we can't all be included in a women's march.
Okay, great. Any other comments?
I don't think so. Just we're all happy to be out here, and I think we're really excited to march. So yeah.
All right, great. Can we see your signs?
Got these ones.
All right, thank you so much. Yeah, let's see the sign.
Baby's great again.
All right, so you're supporters of the president, clearly.
Absolutely.
Are you happy that Mike Pence came on the Ben Shapiro show today?
I was. We didn't get here until late in the show to hear him, but I was happy to hear that.
Okay, great. And I know the Women's March is tomorrow, and they didn't let pro-lifers march with the Women's March a couple of years ago. How do you feel about that?
I don't have a real opinion on that. I mean, I wasn't aware of that, to be quite honest with you. But you know, the whole idea of why we're here today is that abortion kills a person, and you know, we in an effort to make babies great again, we need to stop abortion.
Okay, great. Any other comments?
Nope, that's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Sure. Tell us why you're here today, sir.
Here to stand for life of the unborn, and women and children, men, you know, the life of everyone. But it starts with the unborn. If we don't treat the least among us with dignity, then we're all in trouble. So we're here to stand for life.
Are you happy with the stance and the policies of the current administration?
With regard to life?
Yes, the Trump administration and Mike Pence, who just spoke.
Well, there's only so much one man can do, but they need to defund Planned Parenthood. They kill hundreds of thousands of babies annually. And I'm tired of my money going to that. It's blood money for unborn children. They say they're for Planned Parenthood, rather, than help people adopt. I've adopted kids. They didn't help me. They say they're for Planned Parenthood, but they're planning destruction of children. Now there's a lot of problems, we can talk a lot of problems, but if we don't protect the unborn, so the administration, and that's part of it, but administration, Congress, Supreme Court need to protect life.
Do you believe that there is a significant profit motive with Planned Parenthood and their abortion and the abortions?
They are non-for-profit, but look what how much they're making, how much money they make. It's cash money. It's not like normal doctors have to go through all the medical insurance we go through. It's cash money. It's blood money. Yeah.
Okay, and the Women's March is tomorrow. I know a couple years ago when the Women's March first happened, they didn't let the pro-lifers march with them.
Now, that's what I heard. It depends on how much you get out of the media, which can be hard to understand. But they march for certain things for women, and their first thing is they want to march primarily for the right to kill their unborn children. Why don't we march for women that are in crisis pregnancies? Everybody claims that pro-lifers are against women. We want to help women. Don't kill your unborn child. Bring them to term. Place them for adoption, parent them, we'll give them resources. So I think this group is far more for women from start to finish, from unborn to natural death, than marching for some very narrow point of view that everyone claims is righteous when it's not. So it's unfortunate.
And did you travel to be here today?
Came up with a bus from near Virginia Beach.
All right, great. And any further comments, sir?
Read the March for Life. Pro-life is pro-science. We are unique humans in our DNA from our natural conception until our death. It deserves dignity.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, gentlemen.
So what are you doing here today, sir?
Well, I'm here to support life from the womb to through 93 years old, like my sweet mama, grandma. I'm just here to defend life. I'm also here to defend free speech. I don't work directly with InfoWars, but I like InfoWars. You know, they may be extreme for some people, but actually they got a lot of truth. They got wake-up calls there, Infowars.com, and they're pro-life, you know. And I used to be on Ron Paul's campaign staff. Ron Paul's the politician who set the table for his son, Rand Paul, to become a great senator, pro-life senator, limited war. That type of thing. But we're all about pro-life today. But a lot of us have a lot of different views that are 99.9% patriotic. You know, we study the founding fathers and what their original intent was and how we should be living now in light of that. So I'll work with FACE.net, Foundation for American Christian Education. I just want to say my wife's a neonatal intensive care nurse, and she saves babies at the same term time as they abort them. It just shows you they're very much alive, and they're alive from the fertilized egg. It's a continuum. We just put that out of sight, out of mind. We think that they're not alive just because we can't see them. It's pretty stupid, and it's bad science too. Science shows us, you know, their fertilized egg is life because it becomes more and more, you know, baby, then, you know, teenager, etc. So that's what I'm here for. I appreciate you asking me.
Okay, great. And you said you worked for Ron Paul. I know he's an obstetrician, and he said that he became pro-life during his work as an obstetrician. You're aware of that?
I didn't know that, but, you know, I met Ron Paul. I know him a little bit because I was on his staff down south. And I knew he's an obstetrician. I knew it doesn't surprise me that he's pro-life. He learned that as an obstetrician. That's pretty compelling, I'd say. That's amazing. I know Rand is very pro-life. You know, there's some people talking about Rand Paul could possibly be president because Trump is very much in favor of and maybe adopting Ron Paul type foreign policy, which is new to current Americans. It's not to our founding fathers. We believed in no foreign entanglements and limited war for the right reasons. And so this is what Rand Paul says, and frankly, Donald Trump's tipping his hat to him a little bit. We don't know what's going to happen, but Rand is in Canada right now getting healed up from the, well, I can't remember how many stitches, but he was really hurt bad from some nut down his block that hurt him. But So, you get persecuted for righteousness, even at the high levels, at the low levels, and we're not afraid. My name's Jim Foxe, F-O-X-E, like John Foxe, the guy who wrote the Book of Martyrs. And, we got game. If you want to fight, bring it on. But we're fighting not militarily, we're fighting with ideas. And, we'll lay down our lives if Jesus calls us to, but we don't want to be unnecessary martyrs, but we're willing. So anyway, this is all about life, and we'll lay down our lives for these babies who have been killed, millions of them, 50 million.
All right, well, thank you so much, Mr. Foxe. Any final statements?
Just appreciate you, independent news journalism being out here. You guys are great. I really appreciate it. So thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much. Yeah, let's get a shot there here. Thank you.
I was in an unhealthy relationship, and I wanted out, and I was convinced that it was just a blob of tissue, and it was like a bad dream that I could make just go away. And it was nothing compared to any of that. It was very when I walked out, I was numb, and it wasn't the answer to any solution. When I woke up to the reality of what I had done as a believer, I had regret and shame, and it was something. When you make the decision to have an abortion, you can't go and undo it. It's done. It's permanent. It's final, and it's just not. It's not the solution. And I felt like I was taken advantage of because I didn't know what to do, and I was like in a crisis, and they told me if I didn't hurry it up and come the next morning that it would cost more and it would be too late. So I felt so pressured on the phone to just go and get it over with. And nobody tried to talk me out of it, and they were cold and uncompassionate, and then you live with that regret and that shame because you can't go back and undo what you did. And so the reality is I took a human life that never was asked if they wanted to live or not, and they were given the death sentence, and they never committed any crime. And so now I just live with that. And now as a part of Silent No More, I can go and speak the truth to hopefully help somebody else from making the same decision, that there's no pregnancy too difficult that God cannot work through, and there's no obstacle too difficult that He cannot remove. It is possible to choose life. There's adoption, there's caring, going through with a pregnancy, and there are support services out there that can help you. I volunteer at a crisis pregnancy center, so I do abortion and recovery with those who have been wounded by abortion, and I get to see them set free and walk in freedom instead of living in bondage and a slave to that shame. Instead of carried on to that secret that needs to be exposed, they can go out and be a voice. They can go out and be a voice for others. And then statistically, if somebody's had one abortion and if they don't get healed, and it's not going to go away, it's a type of PTSD because you were traumatized. So unless you get help and healing specifically for that, it's just not going to go away on its own. It's going to still be there, and it can affect the next generations to come. And then if someone's had one and they get healed, it'll stop them from having 2 or 3 or 4, because these children, that person, he could have been the next president. He could have come up with a cure for a rare disease, and he was never given an opportunity. He was never given a voice. I made the choice out of convenience and out of my selfishness. So it's not the answer. It just makes the problem even more compounded than what it was before. No matter what the situation, it's just not difficult. It's not impossible. There is something that can be done, and it's giving them a voice, and they deserve the dignity of having the choice rather than somebody making the choice for them because they haven't committed any crime.
So you believe that you were kind of pressured into it, and then it resulted in some psychological trauma?
I believe that I was pressured into it because for Planned Parenthood, it's all about the money. So it's like you're just a dollar sign when you walk in there. So it's all about the money, and then I felt pressured into it, and because it was unexpected, and I didn't know what to do, and I was in an unhealthy relationship. I felt like I was taken advantage of. Nobody talked about the other options that are available. Nobody explained the procedure and the side effects and the complications that go wrong.
And it is a type of post-traumatic stress syndrome. It's referred to as post-abortion syndrome. So you are traumatized, and when you're traumatized, you need healing and recovery. You can't just heal by yourself, and God's the almighty healer that can do that.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story. Are there any further comments you'd like to make?
No, just that there are other options. It's not the solution. It's just going to compound the problem and make it worse.
We're from Catonsville, Maryland, or Mount DeSales Academy, an all-girls Catholic high school run by the Nashville Dominican Sisters.
Okay, great. And so you traveled here from Maryland?
We did, yeah.
Okay, great. And are you against abortion in all cases?
We are against abortion in all cases, yes.
Okay, great. Do you believe that this is a partisan issue or that it's something everybody can get behind?
Everyone can get behind this, yes.
Okay, great. And really quick, I know the Women's March is tomorrow, and during the original Women's March, they didn't let the pro-lifers join them. How do you feel about that?
Well, partially, if they're going to stand for what they believe in, I don't want to join them. This is the pro-life Women's March right here, yeah.
All right, any further statements?
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Do you want to tell us what you're doing out here today?
Oh, we are in pro-life right here with the March for Life.
Are you representing any organization, or are these just your friends?
We are UCF. We go next. We're from Orlando, Florida.
Okay, great. I actually traveled here from Tampa.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm taking a winner there.
Oh, really? Oh, we're winners now, man. We're neighbors, man.
All right, great. Are you against abortion in all cases?
Yeah, I'm against abortion. And also, I'm against that it comes from us, the taxpayers. And I agree that taxation is theft. So, I'm right here saying defund Planned Parenthood. I agree with that a lot, 100%.
Would you consider yourself like a libertarian?
Yes, I do consider myself a libertarian.
Okay, great. Are you satisfied with the current administration and its stance on pro-life, anti-abortion?
I mean, I'm mostly with them on that side, but that's that's one of the parts that I'm with them because they agree, they're conservative, so I do have some views with them. So I do agree with defunding Planned Parenthood, and I do agree with pro-life mostly the most.
Okay, great. And the Women's March is tomorrow, and they don't let pro-lifers march in the Women's March. How do you feel about that?
I feel disgraced because there's women here too, and they want to represent them too, but it just sounds so bad that they can't march either. Oh, because you are pro-life. It is unfair for them women as well, and how dare they do that?
Okay, great. And any further statements?
UCF, go Knights! Let's go, guys!
Today we're with our group, Crusaders for Life, and we're here to attend the March for Life.
Okay, great. And are you guys against abortion in all cases?
Yes, yeah, all cases.
Are you a religious organization or just a regular organization?
Just a youth organization, yeah. Most of us are Catholic, but we don't, it's a youth-based organization.
I did notice that there are a lot of young people today. Do you believe that this generation is the pro-life generation?
I really do. It doesn't seem like that when you look at popular media and even in schools and stuff, but I definitely can testify that there are lots and lots of pro-life youth.
So you believe that the media kind of covers up the fact that there are a lot of young people who are in favor of pro-life?
I think so. I think they do. And I can say firsthand, just being a college student and having a lot of friends who are around our age that...
Where do you go to college?
I go to UIC, University of Illinois at Chicago.
Okay, great. And so you guys traveled all the way from Chicago to be here?
Yeah, we got in last night, 15-hour drive, but we're happy to be here.
Okay, great. And tomorrow is the Women's March. I know at the original Women's March, they didn't let the pro-lifers march with them. They kind of pushed them out. How do you feel about that?
Right. I think it's a little telling of their agenda, but yeah, it's close proximity to the anniversary of Roe v. Wade, and we'd love to join them, but I doubt it's going to happen.
And are you satisfied with the current administration's stance on pro-life?
I think in all cases we can do better just with general rules, all the laws around abortion, but I think we're doing better now than we have been in previous years.
Certainly more pro-life than we would have been under Clinton?
I think so, yes.
Okay, great. Any other statements?
Nope, I'm just happy to be here.
Thank you very much. You want to tell us what you're doing here? Maybe let us get a shot of your snow baby?
We made a snow baby and we're respecting it.
Okay, great. And I'm guessing you guys are supportive of the whole pro-life?
We're very supportive, yeah. We're here with Trinity Christian School.
And where is that from?
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
So you traveled all the way from Pennsylvania just to be here?
Yep, 4 hours.
Okay, great. And is that to high school?
Yes.
Okay, great. And how are you liking Washington, D.C.?
It's amazing. It's great to see everyone here.
Are you satisfied with the current administration's stance on pro-life?
No.
You think they could do better?
Yes.
I mean, what do you think that the current administration could do to satisfy the pro-life cause that you support?
Oh, actually, I misunderstood your question.
Oh yeah, I said, do you think the administration, the Trump administration, is doing well?
No, because they need to defund Planned Parenthood.
So you're upset that they haven't done that yet?
Yes.
Did you like when Mike Pence came on earlier?
I did not see that.
Oh, he was on Ben Shapiro, and he, yeah.
Got here, so I haven't seen it.
Yeah, he actually, he came out, I've never seen him say this before, he said that Trump was a pro-life president and made a big stand about it.
Wow, I'm glad to hear that.
Okay, great. Any other comments?
None.
All right, thank you very much. You want to tell us what you're doing out here today?
Oh, we're marching for the rights of the unborn.
Okay, great. Are you satisfied with the current administration's stance on pro-life?
Pretty much, yes. I think that they're definitely going in the right direction.
Okay, great. And you want them to defund Planned Parenthood, right?
Absolutely. I see no need for them to continue to have funding, especially since they have come out and clarified that their central mission, their core mission, is abortions.
And that was the new director. She just said that.
That is correct, yes.
Okay. Well, how would you respond to people who say that pro-lifers only care about babies before they're born and they don't care once they're born?
No, we want to protect babies from the moment of conception and provide for them even after they're with us in the world.
Okay, great. Any other comments?
Hopefully we get more judges that are more able to make decisions based on medical science and faith in God.
Thank you so much. You believe that you're giving a voice to people who don't have a voice and who need protection?
Yes, and encouraging others to do the same.
Okay, great. Are you at all satisfied with the current administration and its stance on pro-life?
Well, right now the government's closed, so it's not so hot, but there's always room for improvement, but it's the best we have so far. So.
Better than Clinton?
I don't know. I think that he's fine too. I don't want to bash him. He's a nice guy.
Well, I meant if Hillary Clinton had won.
Oh, yes. I think it would probably be better than Hillary Clinton, yes. Based on her own stated beliefs.
Okay, great. And is there any other policy that you would like to see implemented?
I mean, I would like to see Roe v. Wade overturned and for abortion to become illegal.
Do you think that that could happen in the near future with Kavanaugh, or do you think he's not going to go after Roe v. Wade?
I think he might go after it, and I hope he does. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Okay, great. Do you think that Trump will get another appointee? Do you think maybe Ruth Bader Ginsburg will, retire or?
He might, yeah, potentially. Trump always has something up his sleeve, so yeah.
He is his own man.
That's for sure.
Any other comments?
I just want people to know that part of what we do at Coalition for Life St. Louis is actually help support women in their pregnancies, so that when people say that women who are pregnant don't have support, that's not true, because we actually help pay utility bills, financial bills, help people gain employment. We do a lot of different things. We've helped women get cars before, so we're very practical in helping women actually obtain their goals to be able to be the best mother that they can be.
Okay, great, because I know a lot of people on the pro-choice side, or the so-called pro-choice side, say that, pro-lifers only care about babies when they're in the womb, not when they're out. And you would contest that?
I would, yeah, absolutely. I think that we're the living example of being able to help mothers the entire life of a child that they might have, not just while they're pregnant.
And what is your organization and where it's located?
We're Coalition for Life St. Louis, and we're located in St. Louis, Missouri.
Thank you so much. Any further comments?
No, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're demonstrating our rights as Americans, or U.S. citizens, to demonstrate our right to express our voice of how we want to support life and how we see life in the womb and from conception, and we want to come out here and support how we think from conception it's life, and a lot of our generation is missing because of abortion, and I just think that abortion's to me it's like an obviously wrong thing, but I think to someone who's a non-Christian, because I'm personally a Christian, to a non-Christian it may be harder to see, but it's hard to see abortion as a good thing.
Well, and for example, one of the demographics that's most affected by abortion are African Americans. Do you think that could be seen as a racial injustice?
Oh, certainly. I mean, I don't like to go at.
You don't like to play identity politics, but yeah. I figure we'll address the left on their own terms at least.
Yeah, certainly. I think it's good for both sides to do that, to keep each other accountable. Because I try to be as bipartisan as possible, because I'm personally a Republican constitutionalist, and I like to look at things at the more liberal things and see what I agree with, like protecting our national forests. That's a big thing. That
environmentalism.
Yeah, environmentalism, which I'm not like crazy about. I'm not like a tree hugger, but I mean, my family's a big hunting family and we love the forest and stuff like that. So I try to like reach out and say like, yeah, I agree with you guys on that and stuff like that.
So yeah, so you think that pro-life could be a bipartisan issue?
Oh, certainly. I think there are ways for more liberal-minded people to see it and agree that, yes, this is an important thing that we need to get rid of.
Okay, great. And are you satisfied with the current administration and its stance on pro-life?
Oh, certainly. Mike Pence, he's a great guy. He spoke last year at this, and he's amazing. And, you know, I'm just very happy with not just the administration on their belief with pro-life, but also on other things they're doing for our economy and such.
And really quick, how would you respond to people who argue that pro-lifers only care about unborn babies and that they don't want to help them after they're born?
There are lots of opportunities to get help after the child is born. Like in my hometown, we have certain organizations that you can go to.
Where are you from?
I'm from Warsaw, Indiana.
Okay, great. And you were talking about organizations that help new mothers?
Yeah, we have a pregnancy center called Heartline Pregnancy Center in our area, and they help out before and after birth.
Okay, great. So you guys traveled a long way to be here. Thank you for the interview. Any further statements?
No, make America great again. And abortion is a terrible thing, and getting rid of it is going to help make America great.
Thank you so much, sir.